Bro, forget everything you played last year. The PS5's real era is starting right now, and it's not another shooter or Souls-like. It's the golden age of building. Cities, colonies, empires, zoos, even Roman bathhouses. In just the last year and a half, PlayStation quietly became heaven for these games. 16 absolute bangers, some already out, some dropping soon. Way more addictive than they sound. You ready? Let's go! Made by Firaxis Games. Released on PS5 on February 11, 2025. Okay, picture this. You pick a tiny tribe of cavemen. You give them a stick. By the end of the game, that same tribe has built skyscrapers, launched rockets to space, and possibly dropped a nuclear bomb on their neighbors because of a fight over pottery. That's civilization. That's the whole series in one sentence. Civ 7 tried something new. Your civilization actually changes shape during the game 3 big ages, and each age, your people transform into a new culture. Romans become Normans become Americans. Like a Pokemon evolution, but with way more wars and slightly less cute. The cool part? This is the first Civ that was actually built to work with a controller from day one. No more screaming at tiny menus. Now, here's where it gets messy. The launch was rough. Like, really rough. The game shipped without basic stuff that older Civ games had, including, get this, a normal Earth map. Civilization. Without Earth. That's like a pizza place opening without dough. 15 months later, after a big expansion and a lot of patches, it's actually really good now. Funny how that always works out, isn't it? My take? I love it now, but I'm still mad about February. I have trust issues, and Firaxis put them there. Okay, this one. Buckle up, the world has frozen over. Not like wear a jacket frozen. Like your eyeballs will turn to glass if you step outside frozen. You're in charge of the last city humanity has. In the first Frostpunk, you took care of a few hundred people huddled around a giant heater. In Frostpunk 2, you're running entire neighborhoods, entire political groups, entire ideologies. You're basically a politician. And politicians, as we all know, make every situation 40% worse. Why this game is special, it doesn't let you be the hero. Every decision you make, half the city will hate you for it. Pass a law to feed people religious extremists are now mad. Pass a law to make people work harder, workers start a strike. There is no winning. There's only less losing. Was there drama? Yeah. Some fans of the first game said the sequel lost the personal touch, the part where every individual citizen felt important. And the PS5 version came out a full year after PC. The developer said consoles are hard. Sure, buddy. My take? Excited but emotionally wrecked. Every Frostpunk session ends with me lying in bed at 3 a.m. questioning my life choices. Which is exactly what I want from a video game. Made by Bulwark Studios. PS5 release, April 8, 2025. You're in charge of a giant ring-shaped space station. Earth is gone. Yeah, gone. Your job is to keep thousands of people alive while floating through space looking for a new home. Imagine being the manager of a giant floating apartment building, except if you mess up, everyone dies. Why it's special? The scale is just unreal. You're not building one little city, you're managing a whole sealed ecosystem in deep space. Air, water, food, power, people's mental health. Run out of any one of those, and everything falls apart in like 15 minutes. The story is actually emotional too, which is rare for this kind of game. Most strategy games don't even try. Drama. The PC version came out in 2022 and was full of bugs. The developers actually publicly apologized. The PS5 version waited 2.5 more years and came out much smoother. But fair warning, the game is hard. Like, throw your controller and start over hard. My take? First I was amazed, then I cried, then I was amazed again. This is the cycle. Launch November 13, 2025. 2 words Roman. City. You build Roman cities. Aqueducts. Bathhouses. Marble temples. Markets. And you can either be a kind governor who feeds the people or a corrupt jerk who taxes them until they revolt. The choice, as always, is yours. Most people choose corruption. Don't pretend you wouldn't. Why it's special? This is the first time the Anno series has ever come to PlayStation. Ever. The series is 27 years old. PlayStation fans have been begging for it for decades. Ubisoft finally said, fine, here's your togas. Drama? Surprisingly little. The base game launched in actually good shape, which is rare for Ubisoft, let's be honest. The only thing fans are grumbling about is a $35 season pass that adds extra content over the year. Quick tip from me to you, season passes are basically never worth it. Stop prepaying for games you haven't seen. My take? Genuinely amazing. I started a Roman city because I liked the bathhouse icon. 5 hours later, I had an entire trade empire. That's how Anno gets you. Made by Habimont Games. Yes, the same studio behind Tropico. PS5 release, November 10, 2025. So back in 2018, this studio made a game called Surviving Mars. It was pretty good. Then they kind of abandoned it. Then they added DLC. Then they abandoned it again. Their parent company, Paradox, does this a lot. It's their thing. Now they've come back with Relaunched, a big update that adds new map types, a better tutorial, controller-friendly menus, and a bunch of fixes the community has been begging for since the Obama administration. The game itself? You drop a glass dome on the surface of Mars. You fill it with humans. You try not to kill them. Surprisingly hard. Why it's special. Random events. Every game, weird sci-fi stuff happens. Sometimes aliens show up. Sometimes your colonists start a cult. Sometimes nanorobots come out of nowhere and try to take over. The cult one is my favorite. I let them win every time. It's funnier that way. Drama? Yeah, the word relaunched itself made people mad. Fans who already bought the original game in 2018 wanted this update for free. They got a discount instead. They were not pleased. My take? Cautiously excited. It's the best version of this game ever. But Paradox abandons their games faster than I abandon gym memberships, so don't get too attached. Made by Quite OK Games, PS5 release, February 27, 2026. This one is gorgeous. You build a city on the side of a Himalayan-style mountain. Snow, yaks, Sherpas, prayer flags, avalanches that wipe out your hard work in 5 seconds. Most city-building games are flat. You build on a grid like a chessboard. Laysara makes you think up and down, where you put a market on the mountain like what altitude actually matters. Different goods sell better at different heights. It's like real-world economics, but with snow and yaks. Why it's special. I cannot stress how peaceful this game looks. Even when everything is going wrong, it still looks like a postcard. It's the most beautiful chaos you'll ever cause. Drama? Honestly, very little. The biggest complaint is that the late game gets really complicated. At some point, you have so many supply routes that you lose track of what's happening. But if you're the type of person who likes color-coded spreadsheets, that's a feature, not a bug. My take? I would play this even if there was no goal. Just give me a mountain and let me decorate it in peace. You build a zoo. You take care of animals. The animals have opinions. If the red panda thinks their cage is too small, the red panda gets sad and YouTubers will make a video calling you a monster. Why it's special. This is the most detailed animal game ever made. Every species has its own needs. Lions need space. Penguins need cold. Chimpanzees need toys and friends or they get depressed. You will at some point find yourself Googling, what do warthogs eat at 2 a.m.? That's a totally normal night with Planet Zoo drama. The console version launched without the workshop feature. On PC, players can share their custom builds, fancy gates, themed buildings, all that. On console, you only get the basic stuff. Frontier said this was a platform limitation. We all know what that really means. Cough, Sony, cough. My take? Wholesome destruction. I once spent 6 hours building the perfect chimpanzee habitat. They escaped in 12 minutes. Best night of my life. I know, this one's a bit older, but hear me out. In Tropico, you play the president of a tropical island nation. You can be a kind leader, or you can be a corrupt dictator. You can rig elections. You can hire the Pope to bless your re-election campaign. You can declare a national holiday on your own birthday. Tropico knows exactly what people actually want to do in real life but can't. Why it's special. This game has more personality than any other city builder. The local radio DJs roast you. Your advisors are walking jokes. You're not playing a serious city simulator. You're running a Banana Republic sitcom with a budget drama. The launch had some bugs. They mostly fixed it. Some long save files still crash sometimes. But you know what? Tropico games have always had bugs. It's part of the experience. President's regime is unstable. It's lore. My take? Comfort food. When the world is on fire, I become El Presidente for 3 hours. It heals me. You connect the world with trains, buses, planes, ships. You start in the 1800s with horse-drawn carriages. You end 150 years later with bullet trains. And the wild thing? The cities you connect actually grow because of you. Or they shrink because of you. You feel weirdly powerful and also weirdly guilty. Why it's special? Time. Most building games are frozen in one era. Transport Fever 2 makes you play through history. Your first wooden train will one day get replaced. You will feel sad about a fake train. That's a normal Transport Fever experience. Drama? The console version has way fewer mod options than PC. Urban Games blamed PlayStation's mod rules. Look, Sony famously hates mods. Half the Skyrim community is still angry about it 10 years later. My take? Quietly addictive. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but you'll boot it up at 7 p.m. and look up at midnight, and your tea is cold, and you don't remember the last hour. If you're enjoying the video so far, dropping a like really helps the channel out. And hey, subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Made by Madruga Works, originally a PS4 game from 2017. Works on PS5 through backward compatibility, but no fancy PS5 upgrade. This is the grandpa of modern colony games. Pick a planet, drop a base, try to survive. People arrive in shuttles. They build oxygen machines. They grow food. They sometimes die because you forgot to fix the broken airlock. Whoops, why it's special. It's simple. No fancy story, no cutscenes, no tutorials holding your hand. Just you, a hostile planet, and a slowly building catastrophe. The graphics are clean, the systems work, and finishing a fully self-sufficient base feels amazing. Drama? It's almost 10 years old. The studio mostly moved on. There's no shiny PS5 update. If you want a game that feels like a relic from a simpler time, this is it. Some people see that as a downside. I see it as honest. My take, underrated. This game walked so that surviving Mars could run. Nobody gives it credit, all right? That's the 10 you can play right this second. Some are 5-star bangers, some are 3-star comfort food, but all of them respect your time more than most $70 blockbuster games. Now these next 6, these are the promises, the coming soon pile. Some are coming. Some are coming the way my uncle says he's coming to visit, meaning maybe 2027, maybe never. Let's get into it. Made by Gaming Mind Studios. Publisher Calypso. PS5 release, sometime 2026, no exact date yet. Day 1 on Xbox Game Pass, by the way. El Presidente is back. The new big feature? You can now reshape the actual land, flatten mountains, fill in oceans, build islands from scratch. They're calling it terraforming. Most of us are calling it playing God in flip-flops. Why it's special? This is the first Tropico built fresh for current consoles. The reveal trailer looked dramatically better than Tropico 6. Bigger cities, more detail, new corruption mechanics, meaning new ways to embezzle pretend money. Drama? 2026 with no specific month is Calypso speak for we'll see. The last Tropico got delayed twice. Place your bets. My take? Cautiously excited. I want this game so badly that I'm getting nervous. That's exactly the moment developers loved to break your heart. Made by Slavic Magic, which fun fact is one guy. His name is Greg. Just Greg. Building a whole game by himself. Rated for PS5 in mid-2025. No confirmed release date yet. This is a medieval city builder where you start as a small lord. You grow a village into a kingdom. And when other kingdoms get jealous, you can fight actual battles with the army you raised yourself. It blew up on PC in 2024, over 1 million copies in 24 hours. Console players have been waiting in a very long line. Why it's special? It's almost unfairly pretty. Like, this looks like an actual medieval painting pretty. And the fact that one developer made all this while big studios spend $200 million on broken games? That's a story by itself. Drama. The PC version is technically still in early access, which means unfinished even 2 years later. Updates come slowly. The Taiwan rating leaked, and then silence. Greg works at his own pace. Greg has a life. We respect Greg, but we are also impatient. My take? Patiently waiting with suspicion. I'll play this on PS5. Eventually, possibly in 2027. Possibly when I'm 40. Made originally by Colossal Order. The console version is being handled by a different studio, Iceflake Studios. Publisher, Paradox. PS5 release. Delayed, no confirmed date. This is the sequel to one of the best city-building games of the last decade. On PC, it launched in October 2023, and it was a disaster. Performance was terrible. Features were missing. The actual simulation of the city was broken in ways that took a year to fix. The console version got delayed, then delayed again, then handed to a new team. Then they said before summer 2025. Summer 2025 came and went. It's now May 2026. Still no confirmed date. Still nothing. Why it's special? When this game finally arrives in good shape, if it does, it'll be the most ambitious city builder PS5 has ever seen. The technology underneath it is incredible. The execution is just not drama. The entire game is the drama. You could make a Netflix documentary just about how this launch went. My take? I do not believe this game exists on PS5 until I'm holding the controller. Until then, it's a rumor. The first big expansion for Anno 117 adds a massive new volcanic island, new prophecy-themed mechanics, new buildings, and a campaign that leans hard into the mythological side of Roman culture. Why it's special? Anno expansions usually transform the base game. If Prophecies of Ash lands like past Anno DLCs, Sunken Treasures, Land of Lions, this is the moment Anno 117 graduates from good to essential. Controversy? Year 1 pass priced at $34.99 on a game that's 6 months old. Fans are split. Some say it's fair for the volume of content. Others say it's Ubisoft being Ubisoft. My take? In. Already locked in. Don't tell my wallet. Made by 2 Point Studios. Publisher Sega. PS5 launch March 4, 2025. Why is it in the coming section? Because their spring 2026 updates add huge new content that's basically a second launch. You run a museum. You hire weird, incompetent staff. You display dinosaur skeletons, supernatural artifacts, and aquariums full of fish that occasionally electrocute customers. It's basically 2 Point Hospital, but with skeletons, which is exactly the energy we needed in 2025. Why it's special? The 2 Point formula just works. Charming, funny, surprisingly deep. The 2026 update adds new museum types, expedition mechanics where you send your staff out to find exhibits, and PS5 exclusive accessibility features. Drama? Almost none. 2 Point makes good games. They ship on time. They support their games. They are a unicorn of the game industry. Cherish them? My take? Genuinely happy. Every 2 Point announcement makes me a slightly better person. This is the Korean Sims Killer, a super realistic life simulator. Make a character, build a house, get a job, mess up your relationships, get fired, repeat. The PC Early Access version launched in March 2025, and people lost their minds because the graphics look like a Pixar movie someone forgot was actually a video game. Why it's special? The Sims has had no real competition for 20 years. 20. InZOI is the first life simulator that looks like it belongs on a modern console. Drama? Oh boy. The AI-powered characters have made some people uncomfortable. Fully AI-controlled NPCs who think for themselves is a weird new frontier. The PC version melts mid-range graphics cards. And the early access reviews said, looks amazing, plays a little shallow. My take? Skeptical but watching. Graphics don't make a great life sim. Depth does. The Sims has 10 years of expansion content. Can InZOI match that? We'll see. Now look me in the eye. Closer, closer. Do not pre-order any of these games. Not Tropico 7. Not Manor Lords. Not the next Civ expansion. Not even games from studios with perfect track records, especially not those ones, because that's when they always break the streak. Pre-orders are the reason video games are in the state they're in. Broken launches, day one patches the size of the original game, paid betas pretending to be early access. Every single problem you complain about in modern gaming exists because we, all of us, together keep paying for promises before we've even seen the product. Here's what I do now. I wait 2 weeks. I read 3 reviews. I watch 1 stream. Then I buy. You're a gamer with self-respect now. Act like it. If this video was helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives like this, and drop a comment with the one game you're most excited for. I read every single comment, especially the ones telling me I'm wrong. That's it from me. Now go build something.